everyone. Thanks for joining me here. Tonight we're working again on the Adventure Abounds foundation paper piece block for the Splendid Sampler 2, the quilt-along that we're working on now. So thank you so much for joining me here. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. And I am here live on Facebook every evening at 8:30 p.m. Central, that's 9:30 Eastern and 6:30 Pacific, and replays are up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies. So I hope you follow me here and subscribe over there. That would be amazing. Thank you so much. And tonight, you guys, again, we're working through the Splendid Sampler 2 quilt blocks. I think we're on our 49th out of 100 blocks, so we got a ways to go yet. They are all recorded, so you can go back and see any block that we've done already if you want to do that. So we have the start of our foundation paper pieces going. So here is the A section, cute little starry heart, and we finished the B section. So here's the B section. We finished that last night. So we are going to try and cruise through a few more sections. Those were basically the two, I think, not necessarily more difficult, but the ones with the more pieces in than some of these other ones. So I think we'll be able to cruise through the next parts. Paper piecing, really, one of these is not more difficult than the other. It's just more or less pieces. That's it. So, all right, let's flip around and we'll get going. Thanks, everyone who got the Bumblebee embroidery bundle and pattern over the past few days and past few weeks, really. We'll be starting to stitch that next week, so that'll be fun. So get all your embroidery supplies out for Monday, and we will be ready to stitch by then. So, all right, I'm going to flip you around, and we'll get started. All right, got everything out here ready to go again. Okay, so again, we finished the A and B pieces last night, within the last couple of days. We did finish the B last night. We finished the A the day before that, so flipping around, there we go. So when we're working on this side of things, we're actually working on the back of the piece, and then when we flip it around like that, then we get the front. So that's something that we got to remember as we go here. I think I'm going to just try and cruise through tonight and get as much done as possible. If you have questions, ask along the way, but I think I'm going to do less upfront explaining and more cutting tonight. But feel free, don't hesitate to ask questions or anything. But yeah, if you want to dig in a little bit more, watch the last couple videos for especially how we prepped for this, because coloring in the designs, that really is super duper helpful. All right, let's start this C black. Oh, you're having a blowing gale and rain. Oh, and it's cold. Oh, it's cold, and it's. Oh, I guess you're kind of headed into fall now, aren't you? All right. Let's get all our fabric out here again. This is the colored in orange, so we need this kind of more solid orange. Okay, for the first piece, we just kind of need a blob that will be big enough. So let's go there, right side down. I would like to get at least 2 of these pieces done tonight. Maybe even another one. So let's just cruise here. All right, we start out with the little glue stick. I'm going to go super speed on this tonight. So if you're not going this fast, don't worry. I've had a couple days practice now. It always takes me a little while to get back into foundation paper piecing. But that one, once I get it again, then I'm excited about it and good to go. Oh, I didn't need to glue this piece on. Jeez, that was my template piece. I'm already messing up. I need to glue this piece on. Sheesh Louise. Maybe I shouldn't go that fast. All right. I was just that was my second photocopy that I made to just help me cut out the fabric. And that's actually been really helpful. I don't always do that. But I have for this paper piecing this time, and it's been just really kind of helpful. One less thing that my brain has to think about, really. All right, so this is the edge that I need, that 1/4 inch. Let's get our straight edge first here. So I'm covering up that first piece because we're working on the second piece now. Oh, definitely spring there in eastern North Carolina. That's nice. We were outside for a little bit today. We ate at the best sandwich place in town. Ugh, it was good. Good, 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 good. If any of you guys are in the Minneapolis area ever, you should try and go to Clancy's Meat Market. It's a meat market, but they make the best sandwiches. I mean, if you're a meat eater, I'm not sure they have a vegetarian one. But yum. So we did that. Went to the office for a little. So if you ordered the Bumblebee supplies bundle or anything else, if you ordered anything in the past day or so, it all went out today. So you should be getting it soon. All right, we're almost ready to sew our first piece. I kind of want to do my test. Let's kind of just fake press this. All right, yeah, we're for sure getting all the way around. Great. Okay, let's go to the machine. I'm trying to go super speed here tonight if you're just popping in. So be sure to watch some of those earlier videos where I kind of dig into how to get started a little bit more. I want to see how many of these I can get done. Oh gosh, it was sunshine, rain, blowing, and snow here today. God, you got everything. It was chilly today. I mean, it wasn't the warmest, but it was sunny, and it's just kind of that fresh feeling. It was pretty nice. Although, it would be nicer if it was, like, 70 degrees. 60 degrees, even. It was still in the 30s. Ooh, sunny, crispy, cold. I think that's about the perfect description for how it was here too, Sylvia. Fry eggs, exactly, Amy. For sure. Oh, see now look, this is doing that breakage thing again. But we're still in there. But yeah, I'm rubbing something against something, and it's breaking. So maybe I should, when we're done with this project, maybe I should take the foot off. Maybe it's the foot, and see if anything's really kind of scraping in there. I don't know. I'll try and be careful again tonight. All right, to the iron. All right, so I am going to put it face down. Let's finger press that first. All right. Oh, see, I mean, we only have one more piece on this one, so we're going to definitely get through a few of these tonight. I mean, you know, last night's that had 7 pieces, and what about the night before? Oh, that one had 7 pieces as well. So this one only has 3. So, and the next one only has, I think, 4. So we should at least be able to get those 2. That's 7, right? And I'm trying to go speedy delivery here tonight, too. All right, this is the last one here. Ooh, I got a little close to the 1/4 inch edge there, but it still works. I like to be a little bit generous on my 1/4 inch seam allowances. No, it's a little shy here, but we'll still be good. Oh, maybe the needle needs to be, or the throat plate has a burr. Oh, I wonder about that. Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like. Somewhere it seems like there's a burr or something. So, Gina, those are both good suggestions. For sure, for definitely, I will have to change the needle because I don't remember the last time I did that. So that's no good. So we'll, and we're going through all this paper. So we'll for sure change the needle. But yeah, I think, you know, we talked about it a little bit last night. It's probably time to oil this, and you know that means I'll like take it apart a little bit. So I'll take the throat plate out, really get a good look at it again. I think good plan. And since we're embroidering next week, sometime next week, I can give that a go. Let's go here. I'll cut some little extra bits off. That's fine. There we go. It's been kind of fun having a white background on a lot of these blocks for the Splendid Sampler. That's something I haven't done, but I always thought was so pretty when other people had just the nice white background. All right, I think we're in a decent position, although I just moved it now. I'm trying to do the testing without the pins, because sometimes the angles can get you a little. All right, now let's try and not have that thread tear again. Maybe I'll look really closely at it when I'm done stitching here and see if I can pinpoint where that's happening. Let's go backwards a hair and forward. I'm just happy that it's still sewing, this guy. I did have to sand the wheel down a little bit so it would grab a little bit more. All right, here I'm just gonna watch here. Oh, I suspect I know what's happening. Hold on, let's see if I can. Oh yeah, so there it tore again. Or did it? Oh, weird. What's going on there? Yeah, it did tear. So I think what it might be, it might be super sharp on the little dot that this is coming through when I pull up on this. So let's see if I can get right down in there. Okay, so there, you can kind of see there's this little hole. So that's where it's going through in the faceplate here. When the top thread is still looped underneath there, it seems like it's somewhere at that point. So somewhere in there, I don't know if it's the faceplate though, maybe it's something underneath still. So I might have to take a look at it a little bit closer. It might have something to do with not the bobbin, but like where it's coming up. I don't know if it's exactly on the top of this though. It might be the underneath bit. So, but I am kind of it was happening when the top thread was still underneath a little bit. So we'll check next time. I'm going to keep my eye on it as we work tonight and see if I can pinpoint it. Luckily, I'm getting it out enough before it breaks that I don't have to keep rethreading like it was the other night. Could be the thread. Like, what do you think with the thread? We're getting a little low there. Okay. All right, let's put that face down. Finger press that up and give it a little press. Yay! Wow. Without even thinking, I'm done with this guy. So all that I have to do now is do that outside trim, and then we'll be good to go. Okay. So now I'm gonna try, I was gonna get the other ruler out, but last night we tried it with the add a quarter, and all I did is, this has that bump out, but I can kind of see the line at where it bumps out, which is a 1/4 inch. I kind of can see through that, so I'm just gonna press it, line it up along that line. And then I'll get my 1/4 inch. This makes me a little nervous, but I like it. I like not having to measure with the other ruler. Well, this one went fast, so this is great. Oh, one thing though I do like with the other ruler, I'm gonna go back to the other ruler. I pretty much, I don't know, but I think that this is a perfect rectangle. It seems like that's how this design was set up, and I do kind of like aligning a row of these dots with the bottom edge that I cut just to make sure that I'm staying square. So I think we'll stick with this ruler. If it was like some weird trapezoid, then maybe it wouldn't matter so much, but I just want to see that I'm staying straight-ish. Oh, you had thread you were using and it kept breaking off when sewing. Oh, when sewing your little heart quilt, huh? Yeah, I know, Sylvia, I should get that glove on. I've been thinking about that every time I cut here. I'm just trying to go fast, which is even more reason to put it on. You know what? Fine, I'm going to do it. Let's put it on. I literally was thinking that every single time I've been cutting on this project, but I was being stubborn about it, I guess, so let's do it. I'll just have that one extra step of having to take it off and put it back on, but I suppose that's better than cutting my finger off. All right. Thanks for the reminder. I needed it. All right, the C is done. So now this will, where's our finished ones? This guy will go on here like this. I'm just kind of overlapping it a little bit, so it'll look kind of like that. And our heart will go next to it. Okay, next up we have the D. So we cruise through the C, now we have the D. We have that flower pattern and then that solid again. So that will go like here, except for it will be flipped in the other direction. So this little extra nubbin will be on this side. Ooh, it's coming together though. And then we have this little stump. If we could get that done tonight too, that would be bonus points. So that's the star fabric again, the same as this. And then we're still not done. We still have this, but I think next time we work on this block, we'll easily get this done quickly. So we'll get this done in 1 day, 1 or 2 days, probably just one. And then we'll sew it all together, and that'll take a little bit of time too. So the sewing it together, there are some tricks to get everything to line up, but it almost looks as if this was designed so nothing has to line up. Like this line doesn't have to perfectly line up with anything right here. You know, it's not like we're trying to match it like that, where it's perfectly connecting. So wherever you sew, it's gonna look okay. So that's part of the cleverness, I think, of this design. So Kitty Wilkin did a nice job at designing this in a way where if it's not perfect, you're still going to end up with it looking all right. So that's pretty nice. Nice of her to do that. All right, shimmying it all to the side again. Let's get this D3, or this D piece on. So I immediately wanted to start here in the middle, but that's not actually the starting point. We got to start at 1. You always go in order of the numbers, so we're actually starting way over here. That is that solid color again. But let's get our helper sheet out here. I'm just gonna trim it off with this other piece. Okay. Let's get that little D1 triangle out just to help us get that nice triangle shape. This time I will not glue it to that piece, and I'll glue it to the real piece. All right, this we shouldn't need a whole pile. Right side down. We're always working with the right side of the fabric down because we're working from the back of the fabric. When we flip it, then it'll be the right side. I wonder if I can sneak it in this little spot here. I think we can, but right there. Getting our generous 1/4 inch. There we go. Oh, and I think we're done with this fabric now. That's nice. Yay. Okay, now we will put a dab of glue on here. Ugh, this glue is crazy. Time to get a new glue stick, I think. Alright, so I want to get it on there so I have that generous 1/4 inch all the way around. And now we're doing this side piece here, the number 2. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do our little postcard fold. Get that good seam allowance going. Oh gosh, yeah, we have a huge chunk there that we can cut off. Oh, the glove. Almost forgot. All right. And let's move on. D2. I know, these pieces are small. I actually, Joe, I actually think it's easier foundation paper piecing when you have pieces this small, because otherwise you have to do a lot of pinning because the fabric gets all floppy. I actually prefer pieces small like this. I think it's easier. I think it's kind of more fun because it looks like you're doing something even more impossible, making these tiny, tiny, tiny little pieces fit together. I kind of like it. All right, so we cut off this weird piece before. I wonder if that's going to work. But actually, we need to think about that 1/4 inch. So this edge right here, the one that matches up, that's the one that we want, that nicer, straight 1/4 inch. Yeah, I'm just not happy. I want more seam allowance than that. So let's go back to the fabric. Let's find a straight edge here. Let's just go like that. So I'm kind of getting a normal size 1/4 inch right there. That's the one again that strip that's gonna match up what we just folded there. That one I want closer to the 1/4 inch. All these other ones could be the larger blob. Just then, if I don't line it up perfectly, we'll have enough leeway. All right, and then right sides need to go together, so we're just gonna flip them together. Done with this guy. All right, let's do our little test. You can pin it, but I'm gonna try and do it without pins here. It looks like we're covering our piece pretty dang well, so let's fold it back and we will sew this together. I think we're good. We could actually probably shift down a little bit. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna go right there. Yeah, that's what I love about the foundation paper piecing, Sylvia, is that you can just cut bigger and then trim it down after. I love that. Then you don't have to measure so much. Your pieces don't have to be perfect. It's just, I don't know, it makes the process really relaxing, I think. I know, like, paper piecing, what we're doing here, foundation paper piecing, just seems like it's so complicated and there's so many steps, but really, once you get the sequence down, it is one of the most relaxing forms of quilting, I think, of piecing. It just really is nice. You don't have to cut perfect. You don't have to think about sewing with a perfect 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're just sewing on the line. Okay, I think right somewhere here is when it's breaking. But there it was fine because I didn't pull so hard before that loop came up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig in the machine a little bit and see if I can find exactly where it's kind of tearing the thread a little bit. But I think we've managed it a bit. All right, let's press that guy. All right, let's finger press him over too. Yeah, we're sewing a little off the edge there, so I need to press the sewn part first and then just extend that fold on the part that I didn't sew. Oh, that kind of sewed at a different angle than I wanted to. That's why I finger pressed, so I'd have so it wouldn't kind of veer off on its own a little bit. I'm just going to try and press that again so it's straight. I think we're good, actually. I'm going to try and lift up that glue too. There we go. Now that piece is pretty loose. Right, let's move on. Next up, now we got that nice big D3 piece. So let's trim first. All right, postcard. I'm keeping a little bit more organized than usual. Let's get the glove on right away. I'm not having to move all my supplies every time I go to a different area, like from the sewing to the pressing. But it is still kind of plopped all above me now. Oh, we're gonna get a perfect seam allowance here. Trim off that bulk. All right. Let's grab our template piece and cut that out. This has been really helpful. I do kind of really like doing it this way where you have that extra printout. And again, I don't usually do this. What I usually do is I just take my actual piece here, and here's the flower fabric, and I will just kind of place it. I'll kind of like lift all the sides up, see if we're good, but this is actually so much easier. And the other benefit of this is I can pay attention to the edge that needs to be closer to a normal 1/4 inch. So that's this one right here. So this one actually needs to be on a good straight edge. So let's see if I can find one in like one of these weird spots. So like right here, this would be a good spot, but this isn't perfectly straight. So I'm gonna actually rotary cut that first to get a nice good straight edge. And you know what, even before that, let's give it a little press. This is a little lumpy, this fabric. There we go. Usually I don't bother to press until after because we're going to be pressing anyway, but if it's going to affect how I do the piece, then it's a little more difficult. All right, I'm just going to do this with the add a 1/4. We're going to just go about that 1/4 inch straight edge. There we go. Good enough. And the rest, I'm just going to still cut with the scissors, just do my blob. It's just easier than the rotary cutter, I think. All right. And we're done with this fabric. That's always kind of fun. All right, so now this piece is going to look really funny when we put it together. So we're matching those pieces right side together. So look, we have this kind of wacky L shape, and this is where when you have shapes that are just goofy like this is where the pinning technique for like pretend sewing, that's when this comes in handy. So I think I had a pretty good guess here, but let's flip it around and let's do our pretend sewing along the line. So I'm going to actually put 2 pins in, so there's just more points of contact along that line. All right, now let's test press this. Oh, and we're looking good. All right, yes. So what we're testing is to make sure that this piece that we cut, where we positioned it, that we're still covering our piece plus the generous seam allowance. If I'm too far this way, then I will lose that seam allowance. But right where we are, I think, is looking pretty good. So that was a good guess. But see how awkward it is, when you have trapezoids. It's a little more difficult to get your brain to do that switching around stuff. Mirror image thinking. But I think I'm going to start. Well, let's start on this side still. We're going into the seam here quite a bit. We'll go all the way back here. All right, get a little reverse in here. Suppose we don't need to do that when we're in the seam. And forward again. All right, now that time I didn't break it all. Yay, only one more piece on this feller. Then we're done with a whole nother section. I mean, in theory, I could sew some of these finished sections together now, but I like doing that when they're all done. Oh, Lucy says she found a good trick to placing the fabric so it covers the whole shape. I definitely want to hear that. All right, finger pressing it. Oh, this is going to be cute. Cute, 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 cute. I like all these kind of pretty, sweet fabrics together. Oh, maybe the breakage is angle of the pull. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to definitely dig into that a lot more. All right, last piece, D4. Let's I'll get the glove on right away. And we'll get our postcard and add a quarter roller here. Oh, I did cut that piece big. We got a lot of seam allowance. Which is totally fine. Hold the paper over. Oh, and hold it up to a light. That makes sense. Yeah, just hold it up to a light. That makes good sense. Okay, I do definitely love this block. It is pretty adorable. All right, let's cut out our last little template piece to help us out. You guys, my brother and his wife are here, and he's gonna be streaming in this spot tomorrow over on his Twitch channel, so I'm excited to see how all that goes. It'll be fun. All right, let's just look at this. All right, yeah, so this edge, this is pretty straight. It's not perfectly straight, but I think it's straight enough for, never mind, let's go down here. I want a nice straight edge, and I don't want to cut it myself. Scissors. Cut our blob. That's plenty good. Oh, you leave your light box on because you sew at night. Oh, that probably works well. Okay, my thing just ran away on me. Great. Let's try that again. What side needs to match? That one. Okay. I don't know what's the right and wrong side of the fabric, so that's why I need to test it again. So I know this is my straight edge, so there we go. Zoop. Blew away on me there. So you're saying do the fold over and then just look at it in a light. I mean, in this case, we're pretty good there for sure. That's smart. All right. Let's sew it. Hi, little guy. Mr. Sewing Machine. Okay. Flip that over. Always takes a little to get it going. But once it goes, it keeps this going. Not very straight. Okay. Now that I just pulled, I really do think it's when the top thread, like when the needle is too high up or down and the top thread is still underneath going around the bobbin, and you gotta kind of like twist the wheel over there a little bit to get it out. That's when it seems to be happening. So I'm wondering if it's scraping that little circle, like what I was saying earlier, but maybe from underneath. Because it's just the top thread. So just the top thread was kind of breaking. So it would still be in that loop. So I wonder if it's scraping, the underside of that circle or something. I don't know. Something like that. Hopefully I find out when I take the machine apart a little bit. Or not really take it apart, but oil it up and take that faceplate off. All right, just gotta trim this guy up and he is done too. Oh, you guys, we for sure have time to get that next one done. Good, that's awesome. All right, get that glove back on. I'm going to use the normal ruler. Again, just because I can line up that straight edge a little bit better, I think. Yeah, Lucy, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like maybe there's a little sharp area on the bobbin case or just right underneath the plate, but something is just not quite... I mean, it does seem like a scrape, like it's kind of scaling off the side of the thread and pulling it back a little bit. Oh, Amy, so this is one of my most favorite things that I've purchased for quilting. It is the Panasonic, I can't believe I don't have that listed here. I'm going to have to get that listed in the products below for next time, but it's the Panasonic 360-degree cordless iron. The cordless is the magic. So it has a base that is plugged in, and you always have to kind of set it back in the base because there's no flat side to set it upward. So it kind of forces you to put it back in the base. So the base is nearby. However, the actual iron is cordless, and it does actually stay hot for quite some time without going back into the dock area. So here it is. So it comes totally out. I can iron. There's no cords in my way. It's amazing for quilting, especially when you have your huge front of the quilt going and you don't want a cord everywhere. Oh God, it's really one of my most favorite quilting tools. Oh yeah, it's hot. It's a full-on iron. I mean, there's nothing about it, the heat or anything like that doesn't say iron. It is. It's awesome. I love it. Love, love, love it. All right, so there we are. Let's check out our pieces so far. So this guy turned out cute. So we're kind of trading off the kind of solid and that one with the little flower in. Ah, it's cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right, and then he will go there. So I would love to get this piece done tonight. I know we don't have tons of time, but it's just 3, and it's just, easy rectangles. Like that shouldn't be that hard to do. And this E2 and E3 look about the same, so we can probably cut those at the same time. Yeah, easy peasy. We will get that done. All right, let's shimmy these all to the side. We still have that whole bottom piece, and I don't think we'll get that done tonight or started tonight, but the rest is going pretty well. All right, let's still use our little guide. Gosh, you know what? I don't think we even need our guide. Let's do it without. All right, E1, right in the middle. I need the star fabric, so let's get that out. Okay, right side down. Let's use this little funny cutout area. There, so I just need a piece that covers that E1 plus The generous seam allowance. What's the wattage? Okay, so it says here's the info on it. If you want like the model number, you know, I guess 1500 watts. I don't know much about all that stuff, but there's that information. And here on the other side, I guess, here is if you want to know for sure the hot the number on it. But if you just do a search for, and it does do steam and water. I haven't done that though yet. I haven't put water in it yet. But if you just do a search for Panasonic 360 degree cordless, make sure to get cordless in there, then you'll find it. It's not the cheapest iron out there for sure, but it, for real, honestly, is one of my most favorite purchases related to any of this quilt craft stuff. Like, I don't ever want to go back. I love it so much. Oh, you put water in yours for weight? Oh, that's interesting, Gretchen. Do you find that it leaks or anything like that? I mean, I haven't put water in at all. Oh, too many watts for the old small house? Oh, that's interesting. Well, our house is from the 40s, and it's doing okay, but I see what you're saying. Like that could zonk out a breaker. I do have it plugged into a surge protector thing, but I don't know much about those. All right, I'm going to cut these two pieces at once because I think these are pretty much the same. Oh, it never leaks? Oh, that's awesome. That's great to know, Gretchen. All right, so let's just get a chunk like that. Here, I'm going to just fold. That's where my straight edge is going to be on either side. There, I'm just going to straight trim this like this. I'm even going to trim that piece already. We already have a built-in seam allowance in the design here, so I'm going super extra by just going a little over here. Oops, I didn't get the other fabric. All right. So I'm going to just trim this along the line here. I'm going to actually try and cut this straight. Oh, you have the blue one. Yeah, it comes in a few colors. I have the gray, or I think gray, or it's like smoke or something, but I think it's called gray. Just plain old gray, or smoky gray, I don't know. All right, so those are my straight edges. I'll put the one to the side. Let's get our... Oh, if you use a power board with protector click off, that should be okay. So that must be the same as a surge protector plug-in thing. That's kind of what I have. Yeah, because we live in, our house is from the 40s, and it has some interesting electrical situations. So yeah, I can understand why that would be an issue. I haven't had an issue with this yet, but I do, like I said, have it plugged into something else. So I got a little glue on there. Okay. Gosh, I'm being dislocated here a little bit. All right, there we are. So on this piece, I'm not even going to test it because it's a rectangle, and those are a bit easier to picture. I love when you can just speed through these pieces. Cruising tonight for sure. This is our third section that we're getting done. It takes me a little while to set the machine for forward and back, so that's why. It's not just a button like some machines. I gotta turn a whole dial. Yeah, so this is all fine. It's literally when it's looped underneath there. So maybe this last one, I'll try and do it where it's still looped and see if I can see where it cuts itself. The thread. All right. Out of my way. All right, let's face this guy downward. A little too close to comfort for comfort. My iron by my rotating mat there. Okay. One last piece. Let's trim that. And then we are just got to sew that one last little bit on, and that guy's done too. And we already cut that piece, so that's great. I cut it at the same time as the last one just because they were the same size. Okay, so let's put the right size together for that. That looks good. Oh, yep, it happens, Gretchen. All right, hold on a sec here. There we go. Flip this around. So now this is going to just be the itty-bittiest little piece. But again, I mean, this foundation paper piece, it just makes it super easy to get these weird, tiny, intricate shapes. Right, oh, I was going to try and get the needle, or that it looped down a little bit. Yep, so I got to turn it a little bit. Oh, it didn't do it. There, like when it's still down there like that. Oh, it's still not doing it. Huh, don't know. It bites when it wants to and not when it doesn't. So I'm still gonna clean it up and see what I can see in the sewing machine, so it doesn't eat my thread anymore. All right, let's do this final press and then final little cutout, and I think we'll call it an evening then. Oh, look at that little sliver of the star fabric. That's cute. Oh, I like it. Little tree stump. There we go. Oh, there's a little star in there yet. All right, let's trim it, and then we are done. I know, exactly, Kathy. I can't have two machines down. I'd still survive. I do have that one other one, that one from the 60s, the 60s Kenmore. And actually, I still also have John's, I think, great-grandmother's old Singer, that old black Singer, except for the problem with that is that I do actually have it screwed into a cabinet, so to get that one out, it would be a whole ordeal. So I don't want to do that. But there's options still. Not great options. I'm already at option 2. I don't want to go to. Goes downhill from there. Especially with paper piecing, or anything that I have to do a reverse stitch with, just that little reverse locking stitch. The Singer does not have reverse, so that makes that whole game a little bit more difficult. And I'm just not as familiar with that 60s one. The one that I only got because they wouldn't sell me the cabinet without it in. That one has some goofiness with it still, but I should really get that one out and try and learn it a little bit more. Man, that one's an anchor though. It is so heavy. All right, let's check this all out. All right, there it is, super nice and clean. All right, let's lay this out again. That's the best part. It's just being able to lay it out along the way. All right, let's add that little overlap again, because we'll be losing a 1/4 inch on all of these. So it won't quite look like this, but it'll be close. Oh, look, there it came together. Oh, it's almost like a maple leaf. All right, and then this guy. Actually, this will probably all get scrunched up even more. But from both sides, it won't be all on just one side of the fabric. It'll be both edges. All right, stay straight. There we go. We'll just kind of place this guy down here. All right, and then the only part yet is this little guy. So it's kind of like our cute little waist. It'll actually be this way. So this big one will be on this side, like near the heart. But you can still kind of get a look at it here. And those are the ones that we're doing these kind of tan colors. Oh, dang, your mom gifted you her featherweight. Oh, that's cool. We were just talking about those. I was telling my mom the different Singer machines and the different sizes, and then the featherweights are the expensive ones because they're the most coveted of the 3 sizes. All right, cool. So we have these all labeled. We have, this one's the big circle. This one's got squiggles, so that must be this one. This one's the plaid. And then we got this one that has like these weird kind of, I don't know, it might even be Christmassy, like little evergreen fronds. So, all right, so this is where we will come back to this. So, since it's Friday, I'll probably be packing this up and waiting till next month when we work on this project again. So I'm definitely going to keep all of these pieces together. Luckily, we do have those kind of, visual instructions on here that'll be helpful. And the other fabrics I don't need. Oh, I need the white still, but the other 2 fabrics, or 3 fabrics, the stars and these cute 2 fabrics, we don't need anymore, so I'll put those away. So we have a nice little set. Oh, and our little paper template here. Don't actually need this guy anymore, just this. If I leave this there, I'll think that I need to use it yet. So let's get rid of that. And there we go. All set for next month. Yay! All right, you guys, I'm going to flip you guys around and we'll call it an evening here. All right, we got so far on that tonight. I'm really happy with where we ended up. So let's just take a look at them again. We basically finished this whole tree. We do have to sew them together, but like I said, I'm going to wait till the end for that. I don't think I can hold them up, but anyway, it's fun to see the size. I think you can tell once it's next to a person just how small these pieces are, just like the neat effect that we can get from this foundation paper piecing, because who's going to cut out perfect tiny triangles and sew it in the exact right spot? That's what I always thought was so magical about foundation paper piecing. I'm like, how did they sew all those together? But it's magic. It's the magic of having that foundation on the back. All right, I'm excited to work on this some more next month. So we will pack it up and come back again. And then Monday, we will be working on the Bumblebee Embroidery of the Month. So we will be stitching this month's Embroidery of the Month. You can check that out on the link below. I'm excited for it. We still actually have a few kits available, or a few bundles available. We made a few more this month. So there are some, if you still want me to get them out to you before we start stitching. You probably will still have it during the week that I'm stitching it, so that's great. But awesome, you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Good night.